the FBI had asked for a DNA sample from me and my half-sister. They ended up matching my DNA to a Jane Doe body. It was my mom. They had found out that she was murdered, buried in like a shallow grave.
We're live. Welcome, Leo, or Alan. Sorry, I still call you Leo. I know that you like to change it up. I got Alan Witcher here with me today. He's a creative mind. I'll let Leo tell his story.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people still call me Leo.
Yeah,
old name, yeah,
sorry.
like derived from Leonardo da Vinci, because he was like the Renaissance man of art during his time, doing like everything. So it was the Vinci, and then yeah, just shortened to Leo.
Okay.
Because like I did sound engineering, rapping, videos, literally anything to do with music and filming. I was like doing it all and learning it all. Mostly because of poverty. It was like couldn't afford to pay someone else to do this stuff, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to do this myself.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me grab a needle real quick.
Yeah, so Alan Witcher, that's the name. That's the Earth name.
So when it came to you changing your name, what made you decide to go with your real name and not like another
Like alias.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know, bro. I'm just me. Like,
Feel that?
fuck it. Yeah,
Feel
there's
that?
nothing to like hide behind.
So let's start back in your beginnings there, man. How was tell me about like your childhood, your upbringing. What was that like?
Oh man, that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit. Let me get that. All right. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Rough start. Remember, I mean, one of my earliest memories was my mom leaving, and then I was just like left with my dad until I was 13. And that's when he passed away. Then I got adopted.
So, and then you thought your mom had just kind of up and left, and you like she
Yeah.
just kind of left and didn't come home one night, or like what
Yeah.
happened?
Really, for like 30 years, I always thought that she just left because she left with a bunch of other dudes, and yeah, she was gone. And that's like all I knew. She took my brother and my sister and dropped them off at my grandparents' house, and that was the last that I had heard from them. I mean, I ended up seeing them like years later, but other than that, I mean, we didn't really have too much of a relationship. We still talk every now and then, but I guess that distance was still left there.
And then they ended up actually finding her remains or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
bro. So that was wild. Like they just were like, I think it was my aunt was like coordinating all this stuff, but the FBI had asked for a DNA sample from me and my half sister, and so we turned those in, and I think maybe it was like a 6-month process or something. They ended up matching my DNA to a Jane Doe body, and then it was my mom. They had found out that she was murdered and buried in like a shallow grave. And
how long ago did she get found prior to like you finding out?
I don't know. I think that was like 20 something years. So really around the time that
She was
like
just a straight Jane Doe for 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that just left more questions like, okay, so now that's like some true crime stuff, bro. Like that's why I don't even watch horror movies or any of the true crime stuff.
Too close to home.
I lived that shit.
Yeah.
Like that's real shit, which is so mind blowing. It's like someone actually did that and got away with it. That was back in the day to where there was no cameras or not as much surveillance or stuff like that to find people. So shit, people were doing that all the time. And it's just so wild that actually happened to her and to me. Can't believe that shit for real. Even still, I'm like, I don't know. What do you do with that information, bro?
Yeah. That blows your mind for sure. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a heavy start.
Deep start. Deep start. Well, I mean, it's all part of the story, man. It's the backstory.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got adopted into a nice family.
What led into you making music? Like what point did you start making music?
Well, I guess it just evolved from poetry. It was just like the natural next step from that. And I was just writing poems to cope with my father's death early on when I was like, 12 12 and 13 and on through high school. When I was in English class, I was doing other people's homework, the poetry stuff. I was writing a few people's stuff in class. You know who you are. To help them pass. It was like I was just writing their poems for them, and that just naturally evolved into music. Really fell in love with hip hop through Lil Wayne, of course, like Kid Cudi, Eminem. Man, I remember having the first Eminem CD, the one with like the pill on it.
Yeah.
The split in half, like Valium and stuff. And I was like, why was I listening to that at like 10 and 11 years old? I traded like some CDs for it. We'd be swapping CDs at school, like on the bus and everything. I traded like some Linkin Park, like a reanimation CD for that one. And I was bumping that in the trailer all the time. But yeah, I was just so early on, just heavily influenced by hip hop. And yeah, I mean, I was from a small town, so it's not like I told anyone what I wanted to do. I didn't want them to like shoot down my dreams, so I just kind of like kept that to myself. Because like I just felt like if I'm telling everyone I'm gonna be a rapper, like they're just gonna laugh at me and they'll be like, "Yo, like."
So then you started early off knowing
like,
that you wanted to be a rapper?
Yeah, and I didn't tell anyone about that. Just internalized that and pursued it.
At what point did everybody start finding out?
Probably when I went to prison. Yeah. It's like, and that's when I was really like, fuck it. Like I'm really gonna do this. Wrote down my goals and what I wanted to do, and studied music and rap even deeper. Stayed in the band room in prison, and yeah, that's all I did, man. Learned music theory, studied religions. Which that's the purpose of this arm here. We've gone on a few of these God pieces here, and it's like pieces of every religion that I've studied heavily to just memorize that.
Let's
memorialize.
not just glaze over the fact that you casually went to prison.
Oh yeah.
You can't just glaze over going to prison.
Man.
So what?
That's heavy.
What led to you going to prison, man? Like what point in your life? Let's say so you're in foster care, so you're not a child at this point because you go to prison. What happens in between foster care and prison that leads to you making the choices, whatever choice that was?
I guess it was like a downhill spiral from there because I was doing good. Like everyone was so shocked when I got in trouble for the robbery that I did. Because I mean, I had a full ride scholarship to play football at the University of the Cumberlands, and I did that before dropping out and deciding not to do that. I was going to be a history teacher. And
why history?
I just loved studying history and the roots, trying to retrace our steps back to the beginning of life, trying to figure out, you know, why that I'm here and us in general as a species. It's always fascinated me. But quickly found out I didn't want to teach history through curriculums of a school that was already, I'm trying to say this in a nice way, not necessarily spreading the truth about things through the curriculum. It's like you gotta say
have their own agenda.
Yeah, they got their own agenda behind things, and I didn't want to be a part of that because Christopher Columbus didn't find shit.
Okay. All right, so then back to going to prison. What are you doing that
led to that?
Yeah.
Then I just went to like a downhill spiral, and I was just like, I need money quick. I need a life change. I need to get away from this life that I'm in. I felt trapped where I was at. My car started falling apart. And instead of just being patient and focusing on the bigger vision, I just got consumed by, I guess, depression and all the things that were going on in my life at the time. I felt like I needed a quick way out of that. And what other way to do that than to get money? And the easiest way that I seen at the time was to just take that.
Okay, so walk me through that choice. Like that day, like did you decide that morning and then end up going out that morning and doing it?
I was like scouted out for a few weeks and stuff.
It was premeditated,
Yeah,
like
for
to the
sure.
to the max.
Yeah, and the reason I'm talking about all this, just to keep it G, is like, I mean, shit, I was the one that did it, bro. Like, we already all served our time for that shit and moved on from that and grown from that, so I think it's alright to recap that where I'm at. It's like, yeah, we scouted that shit out for a couple of weeks and decided to do that with a few other people. I'll keep those names and details out of it for now. I mean, we all kind of accepted those things and rolled on. There's no hard feelings between anyone on that. Yeah. I mean, I ended up dropping my phone during the process of that, like when I was a few steps away from the person to grab the money bag, which I didn't harm anyone. I didn't have any weapon. I was literally just
What did you
grabbing a bag of
do?
money.
Like,
I was waiting for them to go to the bank deposit to drop that off there. And
Okay,
like
so
in the
you-
shadows blacked out.
so you just waited. You've been waiting. Have you been watching the routines? And
Yeah, the person that knew that they were going to the bank deposit texted me when I was at the spot and said, "All right, they're on their way and no cars are following them.
okay,
So get ready." And I was all blacked out and I had my football girdle on. So I just like stuffed my phone. This was before iPhones, you know what I'm saying? So there was like backs and batteries and like SIM cards and shit. This was like before the iPhone era, which if that was the case, I probably wouldn't have got caught, which might have not been good for my future. But it's like I stuffed that in my crotch and in my football girdle because those things were so tight. And then I was running to go get that bag of money. And a few steps away from the person, it started sliding down my leg and I can feel it. But I was already saying, like, give me the money. And when it hit the ground, I was grabbing the bag of money. And her dad and her brother were getting out of the car. And they outweighed me by a lot, bro. It was like 300 pounds apiece. If they got a hold of me, they would have killed me, which, I mean, rightly so. What I was doing was not cool. And but I found the back of the phone. The other pieces like went separate ways and they got too close and I was like, fuck. So I just had to jet. And yeah, and my phone, this is before I like knew everything at the time about the law and how the shit worked. So I had dropped my phone. I already thought that they had like went through all the messages, the call logs and everything, and the person that dropped me off, I was like, okay, they're compromised. Like I can't go to where they stay.
so this is when you're on the run.
Yeah. So I didn't have any way of connecting.
So how long after the robbery did you start freaking out like this?
Shit. I don't know if I freaked out.
Not like freaking out, I guess, but like.
I mean, immediately, pretty much, I was like, okay, drop my phone. I'm fucked, pretty much. So I had to run my friend's house. The other people that had dropped out, they decided last minute that they weren't going to do it, but I didn't have a choice. They were the only ones that knew about it. So I was like, okay, I got to go to them. So I ran 13 miles to their house and got there. This was probably about midnight. I got there probably right before sunrise. And I was judging that by like the cars like driving down the road, like when there was a bulk of people driving down the road. I'm like, okay, they're probably about to clock into their factory job. It's about to be sunrise in an hour or so. And then I got there right before, because we were all young, bro, like fresh out of high school, like doing this stuff. And my friend had like 2 more weeks left to graduate high school. And so I like showed up, I walked in his house, right before my other friend was going to take him to school. And so I walked past his grandparents' house, or walked past his grandparents in the house, and I'm like, hey, I got like 20 racks on me, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like being chill with them. I was like, hey, how you doing? I just go straight back to his room, and I'm like, yo, wake up, bro. I'm like, we're fucked. And they was like, what? Like, they're still, like, stoned from the night before, you know what I'm saying? Like, they smoked way too much weed. And they was like, what? What do you mean? I said, wake the fuck up. I was like, we're fucked, bro. I was like, I dropped my phone, and they got us all. Like, they're going to look at all these messages, and we're hit. And they still was not registering, because, like, they literally, I woke them up out of a slumber, and so I just dumped all the money on the bed. And I said, we got to go right now. And they was just like, oh, shit, you did it. And I was like, yeah, bro, like, I do what I say I'm going to do. Even if it wasn't a good thing. That's a good thing to live by, you know? always stick to your word, but in that case, it wasn't necessarily the best thing. And my other friend was like, he said, well, if it's over 10 grand, I'm going. so we was all like counting it up. We lost count a few times, and then yeah, once we counted it all, we just stuffed it in a suitcase and left. We were acting like we were taking him to school, and we fucking hit the road to Florida.
Okay, so you get to Florida. How long are you in Florida?
A few days. There was before we left out though, I was like, all right, see you, Granny. You know what I'm saying? We just call her Granny. And I mean, they were struggling, bro. They're on like air machines and stuff like that, you know, oxygen tanks, and couldn't necessarily afford their medicine and stuff. So shit, I gave her a rack of the stuff. I mean, I'll say that now because, you know, she's passed away, rest in peace. But it's like I gave her a rack, and then she was just like, what? Like, she didn't even question like where I got it from. She was just like, thank you. But the look on her face was just like everything. And then, yeah, we headed out to Florida for a few days. We were trying to get a place to stay, and meeting a few people. Had bought like a bunch of drugs, like bought like a pound of weed. There was like guns and stuff involved. Just like riding around selling burners in Jacksonville, Florida. There with some random dude that we met getting a haircut.
Some random
dude that we met getting a haircut. And even him, bro, it's like when we was at his house, like we wasn't in necessarily the best spot. It's like, he's like, man, I'm like, yo, I'm like a hustler too. But he lifted up the stove, bro, and he's got 10 racks sitting right there. All hundreds, just wrapped up. And that's when it registered. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. So we're definitely, I mean, just to get a pound of that stuff anyways, and doing the other things, driving around. I mean, I was like 19 years old, bro. This was literally 15 years ago. But that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this dude is more plugged in than he's leading on to. But that night we were going to get things to stay long term at his crib. So we was gonna go buy a TV, some more clothes, like comforters, pillows, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Really to deck out the place where we were staying at. And I had the money stashed in a certain spot, and I just took as much as I could fit on me in my pockets. I mean, they were just bulging, bro. I had like racks in my pockets, like walking around. And so I took as much as I could fit in my pants, but I left the rest stashed there. And shit, we go to Walmart, and me and my friend go to the entertainment section, and my other friend and him went to the pillows and the comforters and shit to do that. But mid shopping, like, he comes back and he's like, yo, I see him walking back by himself. And I was like, yo, where's the dude at? He's like, have you seen him? I don't know. Have you seen him? And I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Like, you were supposed to be with him. And he's like, I don't know. He asked to use my phone, and I hadn't seen him. And I was like, you dumb motherfucker, bro. And then I just like jetted from, I just ran straight out from the entertainment section of Walmart out the
Now, why are you running? What are you worried about the dude for?
Dude, he took his phone and jetted. So he took us to Walmart and left us there. So he went back to his crib and got all the money and his money and just jetted.
Oh.
So we got robbed. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh shit. Because once I started describing to the taxi driver where we was staying at, he's like, well, it's a bad part of town. What are y'all doing there? Because we're at the time, dude, I looked like a preppy kid. I was like, you know, shaggy blonde hair, fresh out of high school, football preppy kid, like doing this shit. And it's like, well, what are you guys doing over there? You know what I'm saying? That's a bad part of town. And then they take us there. We had the key to the place, and who knows what we were about to walk into, bro, because, you know, shit, dude already had a bunch of guns and everything in there too, you know what I'm saying? And we're like literally in the hood in Jacksonville. And so, shit, we unlocked the door and bust in that bitch, and all the clothes were thrown everywhere. Everything was just like destroyed, trying to find where I'd stashed the money. And he got that shit and just bounced. He left with probably 30 racks. So that's a fresh start for him. He's like, well, fuck, I don't know these dudes for real. I'm out of here. And it's not like we could do or say anything because, I mean, we're wanted, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, chalk that one up to the streets. And so we kind of left because we didn't necessarily know where we were at. And went to a hotel and reconvened, and I was like weighing out the options on what to do from there. And I had like the rest of the money in my pocket, and it was like over like $1,000 left. And I was like, well, what can I do with this? Because I was just like, we're about to turn ourselves in. You know what I'm saying?
How many of them there were you?
3.
3 of you?
Well, there was 4. One was already compromised.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the other one said we were in Florida, and before I went back to talk to them to tell them that we should like turn ourselves in and just get this shit over with, I just like had seen like this flower in a pot that resembled something significant in my life, that I just left the money there in the flower pot and went back to the hotel room. So hopefully somebody that needed that found it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, hopefully someone that needed it found it. Went back to the room and I was telling them, I was like, all right, so here's the reality of the situation. Like, I fucked up. We're all wanted at this point. We can never get a job. So we would have to keep like laying low and doing dirt to like get by for as long as we could until we eventually got caught, or we can turn ourselves in now and get this over with. And that's what we did. We turned ourselves in.
And did anybody like disagree with you?
No.
Or was everybody was like, yeah, dude,
Yeah, I mean, they were just like, yo, it's gone too far. Damn. So everyone did it. And I mean, I told them it's all right. I mean, just tell them the truth, bro. Tell them I did the shit. Like, it's cool.
So did everybody get charged with the same crime?
No, I mean, I got the most of that shit because I did the actual crime. They got like 30 days work release, some probation, county jail.
What did you get?
I got 10 years at 85%. And
how long did you serve?
So I went in there, man, just thinking, it's like, damn, I'm fucked, bro. Like, I'm not gonna get out of prison until I'm 30 years old. My life is over. You know, it's like, fuck. I was 21 for a month. I didn't even get to experience like any of that stuff.
Like going to the bars or any of that shit?
Stuff like that. Like, I was just a kid. And, yeah, so I thought I was going to serve 10 to 85. You got to serve 8.5 years before you come up for parole on those offenses. But I was charged with a robbery first degree and a theft by unlawful taking, tampering with physical evidence of over 10 grand. Some of those things got ran concurrent. And then getting into prison, you're talking to people and everyone's like, yo, what are you here for? You know what I'm saying? Because they're, first off, making sure they're not talking to a child molester or sex offender, because it's not good for those people. Those people get their justice when they're in there. You know what I'm saying? And they want to see your paperwork to make sure you didn't rat on anyone either. Because those people also get fucked up and extorted and all that shit. And I got to see all that shit firsthand.
So then tell me about your first day in prison being a preppy football kid.
Oh no! Once you're in there, bro, you're going to the rotary farm. Your shit shaved. Everybody's head shaved.
Really?
Fresh.
Really?
All your hair shaved off you. You should
they make you shave it?
Oh yeah, your butt ass naked. All the hair shaved off of you, and you're standing there next to a bunch of other motherfuckers, and they just spraying you down with some green shit that you got to rub soap in, like lice shampoo and shit like that. Humiliation ritual. Going through there and making sure everyone's cleaned of lice and other bodily things that could be spread in group areas, you know. So that was just part of it. So yeah, that was gone pretty quick. But I mean, I was in the county jail for 6 to 8 months before we finally got put through there. So dude,
fuck that.
I mean, before that, I was just like, I was eating everybody's trays. I'm doing push-ups every single day, bro. I'm shadow boxing on the wall because I'm hearing horror stories about what prison's like. You see the shit on the movies, and that's what I'm thinking prison's gonna be like, you know, all Hollywooded out. Which to some degree it's like that, but it was overplayed. But I was preparing, bro. Every single day I'm literally eating any extra trays, I'm eating that. I'm just eating peanut butter, raw scoops of peanut butter. As much protein as I can get, and doing push-ups, crunches, shadow boxing. People were at the door watching me shadow box. Like, I don't blame him. I'd be doing that too if I was going. Because, bro, that didn't happen in the county that I was at, bro. Like, that was unheard of. Like, that was some of the most time that people had gotten there besides a few, like, people that did some murders there.
Right.
So,
wow.
They were trying to make an example out of me because those things didn't happen in the county that I was in.
So then what's going through your mind when you finally get to your cell? You're setting up and you're there you are, you're there.
I'm like, well, I literally was like, well, here we go. Here's another adventure. You know,
mentally and emotionally, like...
Yeah, it was just like resetting. Like I said, I already thought my life was over, so I was just adapting to what this was. It's just me and these four walls. And then you're stuck in that for years. Well, that's where a lot of people get institutionalized and stuff like that because they don't see that there is a life outside of that. That's all they know for years. And I see why that's a lot of people like go back to that too. Because like everything is provided for them there. It's safe there. A lot of people didn't have necessarily a home on the street. You know what I'm saying? They're worried about how they're going to pay their bills or eat. But in there, it's like all provided for them. So there's a level of comfort for people that don't have the means to live or the ambition to make something of themselves out of the life circumstances that they were raised in. So that's when I realized why people go back and repeat offend and all those things. It was really like a first-hand experience in psychology, like a real hands-on lesson there on why people are the way they are. And even myself too, that's when I did the most introspection and asking, okay, how did I end up here? What choices led me to here? Why did I do this? And yeah, I started journaling more, writing more, diving into my past, trying to figure out why I was the way that I was. And during that whole process, you know, I wrote a book in prison about my life up to there. And then started journaling in there. I have my prison journal entries of what happened that day or what I was thinking and stuff like that.
You ever go back and read them?
I haven't in a long time. I did maybe over a year ago, and I was blown away because I was like, wow. Like, I was like, really everything that I had written down in here that I wanted to do, I'm doing that now. All the goals and ambitions that I had for myself. Like, yo, I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to do this in film. I'm going to start like freestyle shows. I'm going to do stuff like 106 in Park. I'm going to start my own company. I want to do this. And looking back at that, seeing like, wow, I really programmed myself and manifested these things. Seeing it come to light is just affirmations that what you think, speak, say, and do, and even write down is so powerful in your manifestations that it will happen, whether that's in a positive or a negative state. Negative choices led me to there, but I transformed that into something positive and changed my life and a bunch of other friends' lives now, and even, you know, giving my daughter the best life that she can have because of those things.
So what would you say was the most scared moment you had in prison? What was the most scared?
I was never scared in there.
Really?
But, you know, there's no fear in me. There's no fear of death or anything. I mean, there's nothing to fear. And I meditate on that and live by that.
I'm afraid of everything, bro.
When you break that down, though, like,
I'm afraid of catching a fade. And then,
a fear of what, though? Death? Is that the ultimate thing?
I don't know what.
At the end of it?
And what's crazy is I train. I know how to fight.
Yeah,
I'm good. But it terrifies me to catch a fade.
Well, that's a good meditation to practice then. Just trying to figure out the roots of those things of why.
Well, I'm smart, man. So, like, to me, I see every worst case scenario happening in a fight. Whether I get extremely injured, somebody else does, or I go to jail, or I got a buddy sitting on trial right now for murder for getting in a fight.
Yeah, right.
You know, so like
those are things to take into account for sure.
Yeah, like all that shit runs through my head.
Yeah.
Like when somebody's trying to pop off. It didn't used to. It used to was about that life. But I don't know, man. The older I'm in my 40s, I got a bunch of kids. I'm terrified of fighting.
I would take that back. Yeah, the only fear would be like not being in my daughter's life.
Yeah.
That's like probably one of the only
anything that jeopardizes that gives me a panic attack.
Yeah, being with your children. Yeah. So yeah, I understand that. I wouldn't say it's more so fear, but I mean fear is healthy in a sense of allowing you to tap into that yeah. Tap into that energy of adrenaline and stuff. That's what I mean has kept our species alive for so long. Fear, survival. So I understand that. Well, I mean, there was definitely, moments of adrenaline in there for sure.
What would you say was the most wildest thing?
I mean, the time I had to defend myself in there.
Oh, really?
Definitely, yeah. Because I only had to get one fight in there. It wasn't like I fucked with anyone or was a part of anything like that warranted that, which that was crazy, bro. It almost started a whole race fight.
Your fight did?
Yeah.
Why is that? What happened? Tell me about that.
Fuck, bro. Yeah, this is crazy. So, I mean, everyone knew me. So, in the prison, I had eventually got a job to where I was running the prison TV station. So, everyone was bringing me CDs, which I would burn and put on a VHS and run on like a 2-hour loop through the prison network. And like one day I'll do today's hip hop, today's R&B, it's a metal day, it's a country day, you know what I'm saying? So literally everyone from every genre and demographic was coming to me to bring me their music, telling me what they wanted to play. And that's also when I got so versed in music, bro. Like, cause I'm listening to, of course, I was already tuned into hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like from like all the Jay-Z records of the Blueprints, the Black Album, older things of Nas, you know, Outkast, and then you got people bringing me Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know, and those old school hip hop things, and all the metal stuff, which isn't my bag. I respect it, but I never got into metal.
Never was a metalhead.
No, not at all. In country, you know, they'd be bringing me all those things, put those on a 2-hour loop for people to watch on the prison channel. And I would, on the hip hop days, I would be sneaking my own music on there at the end of the loop, the stuff that I had made.
So how were you recording music in prison?
There was like upstairs, I had like, it's like an 8-track recorder and just
an 8-track? Like an 8-track. I thought you meant like an 8-track, like the 70s.
Like a live system that I was running through the video. I was recording to the video software, bro. I had to do stuff in one take. Like I would be taking the 4-bar loops of, say, a Jay-Z album, for example, or Eminem album. They would leave 4 measures at the end of their song. And I would cut that shit out, bro, and just loop it. And then make it, you know, however long I needed it to be, like 3 or 5 minutes long, and then I would just rap over that shit. I only had 2 tracks, though, so the first track was the beat, the second track was me. So I'm gonna get this shit in one take, you know what I'm saying? So I'd run through that bitch, compress it, put it back on there, and then do ad-libs underneath it. So that's how I was, like, rapping, bro, upstairs, and then I would just put that at the end of the video, and that's how people found out that I rapped. And then at the time, I mean, believe it or not, bro, I had let my hair grow back out in there after the Rotary Farm. You know, I was in there for some years. I had blonde dreadlocks down to my shoulders, and so I was like hooping and in the band room all the time. Once everyone figured out like that I rap, they was just like all on the door watching. Like, oh shit, what's this dude rapping about? And yeah, I was in a rap group in there. We was all freestyling. I would video that stuff. We'd put it on the prison TV station. Be filming the concerts, filming the basketball games, putting the little trackers and running the score up like it's ESPN. Doing all of that stuff, bro. So it was like everyone knew me in there. Literally, as a small population of 1,200 people, and everyone's been there for some years.
How many years did you end up serving?
4 years. Yeah, so and that was like people get heated, bro. Some people in there, they don't got shit to lose, and they're like taking out their aggression on other people. And I just happened to be in the midst of the fire, one of those things. There was this dude in there. Shit, he's in there for like 35 years. I want to say on maybe some manslaughter stuff or some other charges I can't recall, but I just know his ass was in there for a long time. And he didn't really have shit to lose, but it was like, all right, so we're hooping. A lot of the fights started out over basketball games, bro. People getting heated. And I'm underneath the basketball goal. Someone shoots from the three. It bounces off the front of the rim. And like, oh wait, before we get there, let me back it up. So he got mad that I crossed him up. He didn't like that. Everyone in the crowd was like, oh my God, like after I crossed him up, bro. And just to be real, it was because I was white. He didn't like that a white dude crossed him up. And we go to, like, he was talking his trash, and I'm like, not feeding into it. The ball, back to that point, it's like we're underneath the goal, like getting ready to pick up for the next game. The ball bounces off the front of the rim, comes in my head. My reflexes, I get out of the way really quick, so don't hit me in the face. He's like, oh, you scared, ain't you? And I just like get the ball calmly, like I am now. It's like, well, first off, I'm not scared of anything. And just go about shooting my thing. And he's like, oh yeah? Then he took that as like a challenge or something. And he gets in my face and he's like, okay, well, what you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? And I look over and I see a guard. And they're waiting for some shit to escalate so they can just fucking bag us and tag us, bro. Send us to the hole. And I'm like, nothing, and you win. Simple as that. And I thought it was over. Because, I mean, we play basketball all the time, bro. So
like, I was with this guy, you played with him all the time?
Before, bro. I'm like, where's this aggression coming from? So I was like, nothing, you win. And so, like, you shower with a buddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to prison to make sure, shit, homie got my back. I got your back, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm getting ready to get my shit and get in the shower. You're not supposed to be in a dorm that isn't yours. Everyone knows who's in their block and who's not. So when I'm back in the corner getting my shower and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my towel down here on my knee and getting in my locker, grabbing my towel at the bottom thing. I get kneed in the side. Dude comes up and knees me. He's like, okay, what now? And I'm like, oh shit. He's like, there ain't no guards around. And I was like, oh fuck. I'm just started calculating, all right, what am I doing? He's like, yeah, let's go to the bathroom and finish this shit. Because there's no cameras in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? But you also don't want to go in the bathroom with someone because they might have a shank on them. They might have a lock and a sock on them. Somebody gonna have some shit on them. And so, shit, I ain't going to the bathroom. We're gonna get there. Let's roll right here. If you really trying to go, let's go right here. And then, so we're going, like, walking towards the bathroom. I'm like checking the distance, you know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to push up on me, and I'm just like pushing, like, in the stomach, like checking with my wrist, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, are you sure? You sure? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, let's go to the bathroom. As we're going out of the room, he looks to his right, and he's talking to somebody, which I wasn't clocking at the time because I'm looking down the hallway to see if there's any guards looking. I look down the hallway, it's clear, there's no guards or anything, but he's like, yo, we're going to the bathroom to finish this shit. He's signaling for somebody. But when I look down the hall to see if there's any, I already checked my distance, you know what I'm saying, to see how far he was from me. Mm-hmm. And then I start, getting in my stance, bro. I look down the hall, there's no guard, and then I just fucking dig deep, bro. I come for a haymaker, and I fucking hit him right in the chin, bro. And he just locks up and hits the ground. And I was like, oh, fuck, because I've never knocked anyone out before like that. And I'm like, oh, shit, this dude literally just knocked out, bro. His head bounced off the ground. And that's when I jumped on top of him. I said, bitch, fuck the bathroom. I'm here for 10 years. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was there for 10 years, bro. Like, well, shit, I don't care about no hole or anything, bro. Like, let's go. Like, and I definitely ain't about to get stabbed in that bitch. So I just started hammer fisting, bro. Like, that dude definitely didn't have shit to lose, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, nah, like, so I started hammer fisting him, bro. His head's bouncing off the ground, blood starts coming out everywhere. I forgot about the dude he was talking to, though. He comes over and fucks me up, bro. Like, I'm talking about, he was fucking small, too, bro. I was like, maybe I was fucking ripped, though, don't get me wrong, because, like, I was just been ready for that shit. But it's like, bro, he's probably like 220 something. I'm like 170, and he's like all muscle. We all in the gym all every day. You know, we see each other working out. But he just fucking boom right in the ribs, bro. I come sliding across the floor, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck just happened for real? And because I tripped over his body and slid, and I'm like, oh shit, bro. I was like, all right, now I gotta fight this motherfucker. Let me read. I pop up. And dude, he is body shotting the fuck out of me. He's shorter than me, you know what I'm saying? So he was just like inside, bro, just body shot. I'm like, oh. And then finally I was just like, I literally let out like a Super Saiyan yell, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just started fucking, dude, swinging as hard as I could with both arms. And then finally I started connecting with a couple, bro. And after I got him a couple times, he was just like, oh shit. Like, I almost knocked him out, bro. Like, I'm telling you, my ribs were fucked up. But I almost got his ass, and then looked back at his cousin. He finally got up and was like trying to figure out where the fuck he was at, and he starts saying dude's name. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name. You know what I'm saying? It's like he starts saying dude's name. He's like, hey, and he's dragging down somebody's bed, bro, getting blood all over homie's bed. And so all the inmates get into gear, bro. They start cleaning up all the shit, bro. The people get the mop buckets. They start cleaning up all the blood. They start folding up the towels with the fucking, and the sheets with the blood on them. They give them to the laundry man. They're like, yo, clean the shit. You know, the shit. They started looking after each other, you know what I'm saying? But nobody's trying to let the guards find that shit. And then, he starts to attend to him. He's like, "Oh shit, come on." So they go to the bathroom and start cleaning themselves up and cleaning him up. He starts cleaning all the blood off of him and hiding that shit. And then I look over at a couple people that I bumped next to. I'm like, "Motherfucker, like y'all just gonna let the motherfucker just join like that?" And they was just like, "Shit, you look like you had it handled." And I'm like, "I don't give a fuck, bro. Like at least tell me somebody's coming. Like I don't care. Don't let nobody blindside me like that. You know what I'm saying?" But like, fuck that, bro. And then still, I start helping them clean this shit up too. As I'm walking past the bathroom, I look over at them, they're cleaning the shit up, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? I still looked at him and I said, are you okay? And that's when he looked at me and said, you did that? And I was like, oh, fuck. I put it right. I was like, damn. I was like, no, this is fucked up. I really got his ass. And then the other's like, no, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you, Richard. We're gonna get you. And I'm like, motherfuck, bro, this shit still ain't over, bro. I'm like, damn. I ain't trying to be in that, like, bro, I'm just trying to mind my business.
Yeah, a feud, a fucking rivalry in prison.
Yeah, bro, and it's like, fuck. That's when I was like, damn, here we go. And so they're about to lock the gates for chow, bro. So everyone's got to go to their dorm room. They lock us down for chow. They close the gates, and we're getting ready to go to lunch. And I'm like, damn it, bro. And that's when a few of the homies that came over, my homie Spook, bro, he pops out of the shower because that's where he was at. He's like, damn. He's like, you got you one, didn't you, Witcher? He's just amping shit up, bro. He's just trying to amp the situation up. He is not helping at all. You know what I'm saying? So you got you one, didn't you? I'm like, bro, please be quiet, bro. And then that's when I broke my hand. I mean, you can see the knuckles. I ain't got no knuckles, bro. Yeah. That's when I did that shit. And then it started swelling like a fucking pumpkin. I'm like, fuck. And I know when we go to lunch, I'm gonna have to watch my fucking back, bro. Because now these motherfuckers are out to get me. And there's a few spots on the way to lunch where there's no cameras. You know, where all the spots where the shit goes down, where the shit gets traded, what's gonna happen. And I'm like, all right, I know where those spots are. I'm just in my head prepping. All right, here we go.
Before we continue, if you guys are getting any value out of this, hit that subscribe button, drop your stories down in the comments.
Man.
Continue.
Man, I haven't relived this since then, so this is wild. Like, I have it all written in my memoir from this shit, but yeah, this is wild reliving this. So we're going to chow. A couple people by then, they're like, yo, because they weren't around, you know what I'm saying? The people that I like mess with, they just weren't there. No one was expecting that shit to happen. But on the way, it was like me and my homie Josh. He's like fucking 6'4", and he's like, yo, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be walking with you. You know what I'm saying? And so, shit, we're going through this thing, and I just hear everyone's talking about it on the way there. Like, oh shit, bro, dude got knocked out. His name, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, bro, dude got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. And then, shit, as we get there, we get all our trays. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down. There's a bunch of people that already figured out he's recruiting people. Because I'm seeing him over there. I'm seeing him talk to other people and recruit a bunch of people. And I'm like, all right, fuck. And then, shit, there was just me and one other dude, bro. He's like, you know, it's just me and you, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. It's cool. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And we're going down through the hall. Shit, motherfuckers, I see motherfuckers lacing up their boots, getting ready to go, and he's recruiting more people. And we go through the thing. He didn't do nothing there, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we go there, and then I go back to the room, and I'm like, all right, fuck. I'm like, here we go. And so I get to the back of the dorm. You can see all the way down the hall and see if there's anyone coming. You know what I'm saying? So I got a nice vantage point. If anyone's coming this way, I'm seeing them. I take my clothes off. I'm gonna take my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? So that nobody's gonna be grabbing that shit. And I'm talking to my homie. I'm like, what do I do? My hand's broke. You know what I'm saying? I can't swing with this one. This is my right. It's a pumpkin, bro. This shit's purple already.
This is the same day?
Yeah, same. This is an hour after. They come back for me. Trying to spin the block. And I was like, I can't fucking fight with my right hand. Like, what do I do? And so I'm just fucking checking my left. You know what I'm saying? Checking my elbow. My right elbow's good. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, bro, it's on. Shit, I'm fighting you to the end, bro. And so that's when people started coming in. I seen a bunch of other people that's not from our dorm. Other people like, yo, we heard about what happened. That shit ain't gonna happen again. And I was like, oh shit. And then some people from that shit, they started coming in. They're like, yo, we heard about what happened. That shit ain't gonna happen. It's about the politics of the shit. How they're getting involved. Hey, you're not gonna fuck with this white dude. We ain't gonna fuck with the black dude. You know what I'm saying? That's when it got bigger than us.
Okay.
And I was like, oh fuck, bro, what the fuck is going on? Because I was not a part of that shit, bro. I'm not cool with that shit.
So then, how did you manage to go through all that without getting involved?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like by the time that was going down, bro, there were fucking 15 people up here with their shirts off. All different races up here on my side, you know what I'm saying? And then here he comes in, bro, like fucking 10 people deep. And they're like, oh shit. They're like, yo. They're like, all right, yo, who knocked you out? Who knocked you out? I'm standing here waiting, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, who knocked you out? And he's like, right there, him right there. And they said, Witcher? Witcher knocked you out? And they started fucking laughing, bro. They turned to him and they said, yo, leave him the fuck alone, bro. They said, this dude doesn't bother anyone.
That's what's up.
And that was the end of that shit.
Damn. That's wild shit.
I thought there was about to be a whole fucking race fight. Because of that
That's
shit.
wild shit.
And then someone ended up, this is the best part of this story, you know what I'm saying? It's like, after all that stuff, like, someone ended up telling on us. There was a rat in the dorms that fucking told on us, you know what I'm saying? And so the cops come and get me and him, and we're sitting here, and they're questioning us, like, yo, so we heard you two got in a fight. And we're like, us? No, we're cool. We're homies, bro. Like, we play basketball together, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're riding each other out. They're like, cool, well, we're just going to check you out for marks. See if we had any marks on us and shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't swelled up at the time. I was fucked. My hand was fucking broke. I'm like, damn. They're going to catch me. My fucking right hand is a pumpkin, bro. But we go into there and like they're like, all right, strip down. So I strip down. I hurry up and do it and hold all my clothes in my right hand. And just hold everything out. And so they're just looking us down, up and down. And they're like, all right, yeah, y'all are good. And that was that. So it's like we were homies after that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Let's take a quick little breaky break real quick. So we're back here at it. We're going to jump right back into it. So how did you avoid being extorted or anything like that? I mean, was that one fight pretty much set your reputation? How early into your stint did you get into this fight?
I mean, this was probably like a year and a half into my stint.
And nobody tried to test you before that?
Like I said, if you're not, bro, everyone shows mutual respect. If you're not on some fuck shit, if you're not gambling, if you're not in anything gang related, or you, like I said, you hadn't ratted on anybody, you're not a child molester or a sexual predator or did things to women like that, you're good. People don't fuck with you unless you fuck with them. So I never had to worry about that.
So you thought you were in there for 10 years.
Yeah.
What was the most fucked up thing you seen happen to somebody?
Oh shit, bro! I can't even say that shit on here. I don't think. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Not
Liddy pirates or anything like that.
Oh no, I mean shit. You can always cut this shit. That's the case, but it's like shit, one of my first few nights in there in the Rotary Farm, bro, we're in an open dorm room. This shit is overpopulated. There's people with mats on the floor. There's like 120 people in this 60 person dorm, you know what I'm saying, at the Rotary Farm, and everyone's checking out paperwork. That's when everyone's like, yo, what are you here for? What are you here for? Which you'll see the significance of that later in my case. But it's like some other people, they found him out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude that I did some fucked up shit to his niece. Like the motherfuckers jumped him, bro. They rolled up 3 deep. After the lights got cut out and everyone's supposed to go to sleep, they rolled up with the broomstick.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, you like to do that shit to kids? We're gonna do this to you. And they serve a broomstick up his ass, bro.
Oh my goodness.
And they fuck him up. And that was my introduction right there to, guess what, you're in prison.
When was it? How early into your stint was that?
Yeah, that was the second night.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit.
And I'm just sitting here reading a book. And you're just hearing it all go down. It's literally fucking 6 or 7 bunks over, and it's an open dorm. So, I mean, you can see everything in the whole room. You look to the right, there's motherfuckers in the shower. Everyone doing everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like people in the shower, people taking a shit, people over here doing some shit, other people doing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
You don't have any, like, PTSD from that shit?
I don't know.
Like, I've known you for, what, 6 years now?
Yeah.
And, like, you told me you went to prison. I'm like, I have a hard time...
Believing that?
Like,
I think it's a lot of people...
fathoming.
Yeah, just internalize it. I don't talk about it, bro. Like, even me talking about this... on this thing, you my motherfucking homie,
right? Yeah.
I don't just go tell people this.
Oh, I know for sure.
Especially
Yeah.
because like what I'm doing now in the communities and the change that I'm making, trying to make in the communities and the people's lives around me, and how embedded I am in that. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, people wouldn't look at me different or judge those things, but unfortunately, they do in life. So it's not like
Do you still find yourself being judged based on your past, or you just kind of keep it so close to the chest?
I keep it so close to the chest that. Oh yeah, maybe a lot of people don't know.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I don't talk about that shit. Shit's over, bro. That's like you said, there's so many traumatic things in there. That was like a whole different thing. You're living from survival for 4 years.
So tell me about, you were supposed to spend 10 years, right?
Yeah, so people were like, what are you here for? And I started telling them my story. And we're of course laughing about the shit. You fucking dumbass, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but they're like, yo, that doesn't sound right. Because I couldn't afford a lawyer at the time, bro. I was a kid from the trailer parks in poverty. And it's like, I couldn't afford a lawyer, so I just went with a public defender. I was scared. They were threatening me with 30 years. So I was like, I got to take this 10 and 85, you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing the research and being calm about it and just understanding the situation, I took the advice of a public defender, which I should not have. Anyone out there has got a public defender, do not have a public defender. Do whatever you can to get a lawyer. I'm not even playing, bro. They get paid per head by the state, and they were so overwhelmed with cases, they ain't worried about your case. They're going to push you through the system and collect that check. Damn. So I got that experience from that. And they're like, yo, that doesn't sound right. You need to go check this out in the law books. And so I did that. Had a friend in there help me file the right paperwork and get all this stuff court ordered, like court structured. And I filed an 1142, which is insufficient counsel, to get that, which I think they quit doing that now. I think I've seen something about that. They don't allow that no more, which is unfortunate because that's how I got back into case and my stuff looked at again and overturned. Because they had charged me with robbery first degree and a theft, which is the same thing. Robbery and a theft is essentially the same thing. So that's a double jeopardy off the rip. And I didn't have a weapon and I didn't hurt anyone, which that was the gray area between first degree and second degree, which is a matter of 85% in 10 years or a year in probation.
Oh, wow.
So
you'd already served more than what you were supposed to.
Yeah, so it took about a year to get that rolling and back in court and go through all that stuff. But then I got extradited back to the county, got another trial, and got.
You just came from educating yourself, or did you have some?
Myself in prison through the law books.
Okay.
I'm in there in the library, bro, every day studying religion, music, and law. And so I follow those things and get it back into court and go in front of the judge, and they overturn it. The judge said, Mr. Witcher, you've served well over your time. and we're going to let you out on probation. So I did a year of probation, drug test every week for 3 months, every other week for 6 months, and then once a month for the last 3 months. And then I was good to go.
So walk me through that emotional roller coaster of going through that hearing. And then did you think they were like, were you confident they were going to let you out, or were you just hopeful?
That's so rare, bro. That does not happen. Like,
Right,
a lot of people do not get their shit overturned because there's other people that filed the same things that I did and didn't get the opportunity to do that. And you could look at their case and see that it was kind of clear cut that they should be getting out and that they didn't do this, man. There are so many innocent people in there. I'm not even playing. There's a lot of people that need to do their time in there, but there's some people that should not be in there. Whether that, like you said, that's somebody defending themselves and end up get the book thrown at them for whatever the circumstances may be on theirs. But yeah, so I got back in there. If I would have just did that initially, I probably had not been scared at the time and did the research myself, it would have been a year or maybe even probation, because I had never been in trouble before in my life and did that. But yeah, it was 4 years. Got out and touched the grass.
That was the first thing you did?
Yeah, I just touched the grass, man. And then, yeah, I got the people that adopted me, they had some apartment complexes some very rundown apartment complexes that they let me stay in. I was sleeping on a cot in the floor, bro. I didn't even have a stove, bro. I didn't have a fridge. I just had a microwave and a bag of food and a cot to sleep on. And there were cockroaches everywhere, bro. Like, I'm not even playing. I'll give you the picture to put up right here so people can see this stuff, to see where I came from on that stuff.
Yeah.
Literally started from the floor and I was on house arrest, bro. I had the big black box on my leg, you know what I'm saying? They had to monitor where I was going for a little bit. And I would just go to the factory and work at Dollar General warehouse and saved up for a car and got recording equipment, bro. I had the red Focusrite. Y'all know that shit, bro. Hey, the red Focusrite audio, plug in that I plugged into my computer and was recording myself and mixing myself there at the house. And that's
So then at what point did it evolve from that to, like, when did you like start upgrading past that?
Once I got off of house arrest and I can actually leave the county, I started looking for different jobs in studios outside of the county. I found a studio in Bowling Green that I interned at, Studio 17, with my friends Kylie and Josh, a dude named Bama, and just interned there. And that was like one of the first studios that I had worked at until I met my friend Justin from there, bro. He also had a studio open. Oh yeah, well, when I moved there, I was working there and I just started, I was recording out of my house, recording all of my friends. I had a group of people and artists that I was trying to help and recorded out of my house, bro. I had a bookshelf booth. I had a booth made out of a bookshelf on one side that I was just recording myself and everyone. I was sleeping on the couch and that's literally all I was doing, bro, just recording and rapping.
Okay. So we went through those hardships. Tell, like, what are you doing now?
That's it. Like, I'm going to be a rapper, bro. Like,
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, like, you've done a lot with your photography and your film work.
yeah.
You do a lot for, I feel like, the musical community,
Yeah.
the music scene, hip hop scene in
Involved into
Kentucky.
photography and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like I was doing photos. I was like, after I was recording my songs and stuff, I was like, well, I need a video. So I'm going to do this myself. So I started recording my own videos. And then a few other homies were like, yo, I want that. So I started recording videos for my homies. And then there was a video company in Bowling Green that seen what I was doing. And they were early on in their company career, just starting up the company really, and they hired me out to edit and help shoot things. So my skills got good enough to where I really got hired on at a production company, and I started shooting commercials, whether that's like for dentist or other things like that. But I wasn't fulfilled in that. I was still just like, yo, I want to just do music. So I did that for a few years and then eventually just quit. And I'm just jumped full steam ahead. I was like, I'm only going to do music videos. And I did. I didn't have, bro, I probably had like $10 in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm going to figure out how to pay rent. And it did I was month to month for years just doing music videos and other things for artists. Because, I mean, everyone knows, bro, artists don't have money unless they're getting it themselves. They're not getting money from their music independently. So we're all struggling out here doing those things. And I was helping them and myself do that for a few years. And it just evolved into that being self-sufficient. Video was overtaking more so than I never stopped recording music, and I've put out an album every single year for the past 6 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been very consistent with that, but the focus has been video heavy, and I didn't keep my studio going because I found my friend Justin Eckerd, who had a studio, and I'm like, I'm going to help you build your studio. And I'm going to focus on the video side of things. So I was building up all the video stuff because he already had all the audio stuff, bro. Why is it two people going to build up the same thing?
Right.
So we just it was like I was one half, he was the other half. And built that up. Eventually, came here to Louisville, man. That evolved into me. I kind of maxed out the stuff there in Bowling Green. And a lot of film and movie opportunities started happening here in Louisville. And it got to the point to where I was driving here 2 hours every single day to work on movies. I was working on a movie with Mel Gibson and Garrett Hedlund, directed by Nadine Crocker. And that was some of my first experiences on a movie set.
What advice do you got for people that may be in the position where you were? How many years ago was this? How long ago did you get out of prison?
Gosh, what is month? I think that was literally 10 years ago.
And
10 years ago when I got
and what
out.
over the past 3 to 5 years, you've really career-wise have taken off.
Yeah, I would say it got somewhat. I mean, it hasn't necessarily been stable for real. It's been month to month, bro. It was month to month for 4 or 5 years. I never had a doubt that it, wasn't going to work. And I think that's what universally allowed me to get so far, was having that faith of a mustard seed, no matter what, with no doubts that it's going to work. And whether I couldn't pay my rent tomorrow, I'm like, it's all good. It'll work itself out. And I know it's going to come. I'm gonna do the work, and I know that it's gonna be there. So I never stopped doing the work, and it would be like, yo, I need a music video, and it's the exact amount of money from my rent. I'm like, cool, let's run it. And that would be every single time, bro, for years.
So then what advice would you have for somebody who's today in the position you were in 10 years ago, starting off all this stuff, that maybe doesn't know where to even begin?
Well, in this day and age, Google, ChatGPT, he can literally get steps for you, and you gotta do it. Like, you gotta do the work and learn those things. For sure. It's just do it and have unwavering belief in yourself that it's gonna work out when no one else can see it. Separate yourself from those people that don't believe that for you as well, because that's not the energy that you need to be around. It will be a lonely journey at times.
So what are you working on now? What's on the plate? What's on the agenda?
Man, my company is doing very well. Higher Self Artist Collective. On the media side of it, and I've just been producing a lot of content and commercials and stuff for companies. A lot of major companies. I don't want to say those just because I don't know. Again, I don't want their brands or anything tied to me or my past, or
right? Absolutely.
What lifestyle, that they want to live. But I'm doing some stuff for some pretty major people. There's a lot of people that have helped me get to where I was, especially in Louisville. Some major players, finally, I was staying with my friend Ben when I was doing those movies up here. Ben Worth, he was giving me a place to stay at his fucking huge ass mansion, bro. Like, you're a trailer park kid coming from a trailer park kid, like staying in that mansion, I lived with him for like a month, and I was like just blown away. But then I like had to distance myself from that. But my friend Andrew Kung, who gave me an opportunity, I'd be renting lights from him to do things. He was like, "Yo, like I have a house that's opening up for rent if you want to move up here finally." And I was like, "Yes." And so I did. Like I shoot the Derby with him every single year. It's like I'd be on the track, bro, filming the finish line and all this stuff for the Kentucky Derby, and I'm just like, "Yo, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. Can't miss the shot." It's like
It's super stressful work.
yeah, like, but it's amazing, bro. I live for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like I just want to be the best, whether it's filming or rapping. I want to be the best doing it.
Right.
So I live for those moments. That's like, don't fuck up this focus. But yeah, Andrew gave me the opportunity to do those things and a place to stay, and he's still one of my very good friends, man, that helped me get this far, and a mentor in the photography and media business. I asked him a lot of things. He teaches me a lot of things. And Joey Wagner as well, who I do a lot of work for him. I wouldn't be where I was in Bowling. I wouldn't be where I was in Louisville without those two people. Yeah, just a lot of filming content for companies, social media content, and I've now got a production manager and an editor and a few other people that I can rely on to help take the load off of me, so I'm not doing everything. I was like burning myself out, like doing everything. And now that I have a daughter, I want to spend more time with her and focused on my art and music, and hiring these people to help has helped me focus on that. So now I'm in a position to do that. I've bought myself a few weeks at a time to focus on recording and releasing stuff. I always record stuff, but now I'm able to focus on releasing it and packaging my own content to release.
Okay.
With these projects.
You got any new albums coming out or any projects coming out?
Yeah, so literally right now I'm setting off 4 unreleased projects. One of them is called Behind Bars, and that's the one that is pretty much based on drawing inspiration from those prison days and my younger years. That's coupled with the book that I had written in prison and that journey, and maybe even a movie on that end. So that's one of them. It's a concept album, seamless start to finish, like you're starting off selling drugs and then going to prison.
The whole thing's a story.
Yeah, it's a whole story. It's a seamless loop as well, with skits and everything in between. And literally sonically sounds like a movie. Me and my friend Roscoe, like I had these songs that I was recorded and put together as a story, and then we sat together one night and was like, all right, I was like, I need to make this seamless with these stories. And we literally, like, we had the plot and stuff, and so we freestyled that together. We freestyled the glue together to make it seamless that night. I was doing all the different voices. We're doing the sound effects, the sound design to make it a seamless movie. That's one of the projects. The other one, which I'm about to drop this month or the top of next month, is called The Witcher, and it's all freestyles and bars. I'm just rapping, bro. I'm a hip hop head, and that's what that captures. Like, yo, I rap, and here's the proof of that.
Okay.
And the other project is called The Art of Letting Go. It is real songs and classics, singing and just expressing my talent fully and capturing where I'm at in life and the things that I'm going through. I was just channeling my life into that music, capturing that. That was my therapy. Yeah, so I captured that, and that is ready to go. That's a 13-song album.
When are you dropping
There you
that?
go. Saying that's going to be this month or next month. I'm waiting on the masters and the finalization from both of those, and then I'm going to release them. Like, I got the plans and the content and everything. The content is being made right now to stack up so that they have those rollouts. But as an independent artist, man, you just got to put that out there with what you have. You can't keep hanging on to things hoping that you're going to have the marketing money or hoping that you're going to have this or that, because you're never going to release music. You're never going to have it. you might die tomorrow or something, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, just release that stuff, bro. Make it, let it go pure and just be what it is. So I'm trying to, funny enough, that album is called The Art of Letting Go. So you just got to let go and make and follow your heart in those things and ride those feelings and those intuitive waves. And that's what I'm doing with that. Cause it's like, bro, I'm never going to have I will have $100,000 to put into marketing, but I do not have $100,000 right now to put into marketing to hit these charts and be on Billboard and make the iTunes charts and all that stuff. That's just not feasible for me right now.
And I mean, is that like an actual number? Is that a bare minimum $100,000?
You need to have $100,000 if you want to make a splash in this industry. You need to have that every release.
Oh wow! Whoa. Okay.
If you want to be hitting these charts and doing that stuff, you need to have that every single release until you are well established, and then maybe you can do some organic shit. But even the people that are doing numbers, they're putting money behind that stuff. And there's no way around that. So if you don't got $100,000, just make music and release it to the social media standards and try to find and ride those waves. There are many content rollouts and plans that you can put your shit together and just stay consistent with that until it snowballs into something bigger. There's no way around, social media as an artist in these day and age. It doesn't matter how old you are. So you got to do it. You can either complain about it and not do it and be stuck where you're at, or just do it, bro.
Well, we're here.
Right. And this is exactly with this podcast and everything. And that's the catch-22 with artists too, you know what I'm saying? The real artists, they don't do it to say, hey, look at me, look what I'm making. They just literally make that because it's pouring out of themselves and out of their soul. But the paradox part of that is if you want to be self-sufficient and sustainable as an artist, you have to say, here's my stuff, here's what I'm doing. Or get someone else to do that for you. Get a manager or someone else that believes in you as much as you do to push you. So if you don't got that, just release the stuff.
Have you worked with managers in the past?
No, I haven't really had any music managers or anything like that. I've just been doing stuff myself. I would definitely take one in any help and direction I could in those areas, but I think you got to actually have like something kind of going for you on that end of things, at least for the people that I've talked to. It's like, well, where's your numbers or where's your revenue coming in? So on the music side of things, I don't have that, you know what I'm saying? But on the media side of things, I do. On the media production side of things and the commercial side of things, I do have all that, and that's ready to be managed and help on that end. And I got a production manager that, I pay him 10% of things to help me do that. But that's not there on the revenue side of things on the artist side of things. But when that is, I'm sure I'll find someone awesome to help do those things and manage that. But right now it's all doing it myself.
What's been the highlight of your musical career so far? Like your personal best milestone?
Dude, opening for Mexican OT, bro, like that was crazy. It was so dope. It was a little learning experience too, as far as like stage presence and how do I carry myself on stage. Because I literally walked into the back door and they're like, are you the artist? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like trying to put the camera together and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, wait, you're the artist? I'm like, why you got a camera? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I was trying to get the camera ready for like Eric. That's who got me onto that. And I walk through the back door. Yeah, they're like, are you the artist? I'm like, yeah. Like, are you ready to go on? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess, let's go. Like as soon as I walk into the back door, bro. And then it's like, I had my shit on a flash drive that Justin had, and he goes up there to DJ the stuff. Eric was managing that event and the one that got me that, and then I literally go up onto the stage and look out, and I'm like, holy shit. I was like, this is the packed house. I was like, yeah, like it's sold out. And I was like, all right, shit, let's get it. And then, yeah, just started rapping. And it's so cool seeing the people that didn't know. There was a couple of people that knew it. It's like, Leo. But I had changed my name to Alan Witcher at the time, so that was cool. I was like, all right. And then I just start rapping. You see what songs people vibe to and what they don't. Because it's like, I don't know this person, bro.
Right. They're unbiased completely.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like, but I slowly started getting the crowd to like me. There was a few pockets of people. Once the song "Never Give a Fuck" came on, Cutthroat. That's what it's called. The song "Cutthroat" on my project Cutthroat that we did out here. You know what I'm saying? Shot that video, which will never be released. That was crazy though. Hey,
Yeah,
unfortunate that music video won't be released. But yeah, once that song came on, I see pockets of people really vibing with that song, and I was like, okay. And the 7 song, like that one just went viral on Instagram. It's almost 200,000 views, bro.
Really?
Yeah. People think I'm like Andrew Tate rapping, which is funny as fuck. I was like, y'all take it, fucking put that as a clickbait and just run it up. But yeah, that was probably the milestone of my career so far, doing that on the music side of things. The other one was, man, like shooting a music video with Yellow Wolf. So spontaneous, but that wasn't my music side of things, but they're intertwined, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Alan Witcher now. This ain't
Right.
Leo the rapper and Leo the shooter. But that was a cool moment, shooting that music video with Yellow Wolf.
How did you come across each other?
So I was shooting an event with Joey Wagner at Hurstbourne, shooting a recap video for Malbon Golf. And me and my homie Flex are just riding around in the golf cart, filming shit. And they're like, yo, Yellow Wolf's going to be here. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, hell yeah. But then I see him walk up in this purple sweater. And so definitely golfed out, but like swagged out with the golf. And you know it's Yellow Wolf when you see him, you know what I'm saying? And he just like, I started like walking towards him. I seen him, bro. And he just started cheesing real big. Me too. And I was like, bro, what is up? And he just like dapped me up. My homie Flex snapped that up, bro. He got that moment, which is so crazy that he got that moment of me.
And that was the first time meeting him?
Yeah, that was my first time meeting him, bro. And yeah, I just told him that I was gonna be filming the event. And yeah, I was going around filming the event. After I got the shot list and everything done, I mean, we were following Yellow Wolf and his crew around for a little bit. Him and Tim Valley, which they're all cool people, man. They was having the time of their life. And shit, we were too, filming that. And after we got the shot list done and everything, me and my homie Flex were talking. We're like, bro, we got to see if he wants to do a music video or something, bro. Like, I know he's got some unreleased music. You know he wants to shoot. We pull up with him in the red, bro. Like, we got legit like movie cameras. You know what I'm saying? It's like we got legit movie cameras, so we think he's gonna say yeah. And so like shit, we pulled up on him at his golf cart when as they were golfing, and I was like, yo, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna look. We're hip hop heads, bro. Like, I'm here filming for this event, but we're done. And I was like, I know you got some unreleased music that you want to shoot a video for, and I will shoot that for you for free, like right now. And he was like, shit, fuck it, let's run it. And I was like, all right, hell yeah. And so that's when it was like, he just turned up the notch. It was like, it turned into Jackass and Happy Gilmore real quick, bro. Plus, they was already feeling good out there, you know what I'm saying? And he started doing wild shit, bro. Like, we found this snapping turtle. The huge fucking snapping turtle, bro. He grabs it by the tail and goes to try to kiss it. Like, it literally almost bit his nose off. I got this in slow motion, too. I'll give you this footage to plug in over this shit. And the pictures and everything. But it's like, I got it in slow motion, him trying to kiss this snapping turtle. And, and I was like, bro, like, we set up a few shots, you know what I'm saying? I got the fisheye, homies are golfing in the back of it. Joey Wagner came up to be in the back of the music video. He's putting as a Yellow Wolf's rapping Bad News by him and Kasky. That's what the video was for. And, yeah, I'm like, bro, I don't want to keep asking you like to do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to like get on his nerves or like bother him, you know what I'm saying? He's there with his homies, like having a great time. He's like, no, bro, fuck. He's like, if we gotta shoot a video, we gotta get the shot. I'm like, all right, bet, shit, stand over here, bro, do this. You know what I'm saying? I'll start directing the shit for real. And we got the shots and all that stuff. There was one point he's like, yo, I'm about to go jump in the fucking pond. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna film that shit, you know what I'm saying? And Tim Valley was like, no. He's like, they'll never invite us back. Don't do it.
They'll never invite us back.
But he's doing what a manager's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's keeping the artist contained, because we're just like thinking about how the fuck do we go viral off of this shit and get this, run this up to 1 million views. And Tim Valley's like, no. He's like, we can't do that. They're never going to invite us back. And so, we were taming that area. Tim did his job. Shout out to them. But that would have been crazy if we just decided to go jump into the pond. We got the snapping turtle thing, bro. You see a bunch of these older white dudes watching the video of Yellow Wolf, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing what we were doing.
That's great. Well, we're going to wrap up the episode here, get finished up. And if you guys want to see finished work, head on over to my Instagram, Rob Taylor Tattoos. I appreciate you guys joining us. Go check out Alan Witcher on Instagram. What's your handles there?
At I am Alan Witcher.
It's so hard for me to call you Alan.
Right,
it's so hard.
You think he's a gangster? His real name's Alan.